This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out. Delighted today to be joined by a European champion now, Charlie Edwards. Charlie, last time we spoke, back end of September, it was fight week, you versus Thomas Essamba. Since then, the fight's unfolded. You're now European champion, and a lot has unfolded in the aftermath as well. But first of all, how is everything, my friend?
Everything's great. A bit tired, a bit cold. Getting back to coming from Portugal to Newcastle this morning at 6:30 to support my friend who just fell short against Ben Marksby, but Ben Marksby put in a great performance, and you got to give credit where credit's due. But yeah, I'm good, man. I've been on very, very busy since my fight. Back, forward, fly here, fly there, this show, that show. It's been a hectic whirlwind. After next week, my brother's fighting Galal. Then I go back to Portugal and just spend some quality time over Christmas with my family, man. It's been a lot of work, but work I'm grateful for. It's good to be back in big time boxing, and it's good to be back flying high. You know, I've got a few options on the table which we're kind of nailing down to where the next moves and plans for me are. Yeah, mate, 2025 is the year Charlie Edwards will lift the world title.
So I know you've done an interview with my colleague Josh Green since the fight with Thomas Essamba, so we're going to go straight into a bit more of the aftermath. Paul Butler was made your mandatory, and then on Perspid's day it came out that he's relinquished his spot. Were you surprised, first of all, by what happened there?
Was I surprised? Absolutely not. I said it, didn't I? In every interview, I think I said it. He will not fight me. He will pull out. And he decided, and I only got informed on the day of the Perspids, that Paul Butler has withdrawn from the request to be mandatory challenger from a serious work injury. I'm not seeing no medical evidence or nothing like that. So, yeah, don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't tell you so. I knew it was going to happen, but Paul Butler is now irrelevant for me. He's fallen out of all the world rankings. I think he's retired, if I'm honest. Like, I don't know what else is there going to be for him, you know. So I wish him all the best in retirement.
So we'll just talk about yourself and the options that you've got. You mentioned having options. We know what's on your mind, but can you reveal anything about what is going to be next for Charlie Edwards heading into 2025?
I've got a potential European title defence. That's out there, which is one of the options. A world title eliminator has presented itself. We're in the minute of negotiating that deal, so we'll see where we go with that. And if not, then Channel 5 is talking about doing something else with me. Maybe there'd be another route or something. But options are getting put to me. Now I manage myself. It's just about having these options out in front of me, assessing the situations and what makes most sense. But my goal is to become a two-weight world champion in 2025, and that's where my head's at with it all.
Obviously, you mentioned managing yourself. I know we spoke about this before, but with the experience that you gained from now negotiating your own fights, do you feel that experience is key? So let's say when it is all said and done and you've finished your career in the ring, if you decide you want to stay in boxing, you can give that experience that you've gained managing yourself and manage other fighters instead, and make sure they avoid the mistakes, I guess you could say, you've made in your career.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's important. I'm managing myself right now. I've had a few managers in the past where I've learned a lot of lessons and a lot of lessons, and which has developed me and really made me self-assess, self-aware, with a lot of things moving forward as my own management journey unfolds in front of me. So I would say I kind of have had a crash course, because I've had to live it with managers, where I've seen managers who have done really good by me and the ones that I don't believe have. So from their mistakes, I can only take the experience that I have endowed, and now I'm putting it into myself. And later on in my career, when my time comes to an end, which won't be any time soon, then I can take that experience and everything that I'm doing right now with me. And will it be the last mistake I make? Probably not. I probably will have to learn a few mistakes in this journey as well. And it's not easy, you know. It is challenging. It's a lot of work you've got to do. A lot of getting your head around things, chatting. When I say I manage myself, I've got a team around me of people who I discuss things with, and it's an interesting journey, one that I am enjoying, and one that I think I'm doing a good job at so far. So doing this with myself right now will only benefit me later on, being a manager to others.
And we'll turn our attention to next week, a big fight week. Sonny Edwards, Galal Yafai. One thing that Sonny said is that he wants to put the flyweight division on the map. He did that last year with Bam Rodriguez over in America, but I feel like this one's almost feels a little bit bigger than Bam last year, in the sense of he's now brought it to the UK, which a lot of people say have the best fans in the world. Just overall, how excited you to see how this week unfolds? The family rivalry is going to get settled.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun week, you know. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great build-up. I don't know what to expect this week. I don't know what the Yafais are going to come with, if they're going to come with anything. There's been a few backs and forwards on social media. There's been a bit more watching the build-ups to the fight, etc. And it's going to be a fun one. We'll take each day as it comes, and the build-up will be great. Will there be some fight antics? I'm sure there's going to things grasping the media's eyes and the back and forward. Listen, it's heightened now. This is the time where it's getting close to the fight. There's emotions. They want to win, and we want to win even more. Do you know what I mean? So I think that will show this week in the build-up. And it's going to be a great fight, a big fight, very big fight. And the only real winners here are the fans.
I know you've been in camp with Sonny and doing a bit of sparring with him. Obviously, this is his first camp with Chris Williams in Liverpool, splitting from Steel City, a gym that he's been at for a long time. What do you make of the setup that Sonny's now got in Liverpool, instead being around it firsthand and experience it all?
Happy Fighter is a dangerous fighter, and he seems like he's happy, he's enjoying it. He seems like the fresh start has done him probably the world of good, because listen, when you're around someone for too long, things get stale. It's like, who stays in the same job for 6-10 years? Like, it don't happen, does it? So sometimes you just need a little change up, freshen up, and like Grant done really well by Sonny, and Grant and Sonny are still on a very good relationships term. But I just think it was that time, you know.
A lot of people have been speculating about this and saying it's almost swaying their opinion a little bit and making people lean to Galal a little bit more because it has come before such a big fight. But when you've got a fighter with Sonny's experience and from the highs that he's been at, does a switch to a new gym really make that much of a difference for someone like Sonny?
Sonny's the type of fighter who has an IQ, a boxing IQ that is very, very high. And Sonny is the kind of fighter that does his own thing, always has done. He might take a few little pointers, but he has always done his own thing and always boxed his way. I think Chris Williams has a good boxing brain. He holds the pads very well and does some very good technical shots and shot selections, and gets Sonny to box like Sonny's Showtime, and that's what he needs to do to beat Galal Yafai, in my opinion, and frustrate the life out of him. So I'm looking forward to seeing Sonny Edwards on fight night, to see the improvements he's made. I've only been there for 2 weeks sparring him, but he looked great in sparring, and he looks ready to go out there and do a number.
Obviously, we know that you and Sonny have had your differences in the past. I think one of the big highlights that stands out when I think about you two is that little period that we had where you were calling each other out and it looked like we were going to see Edwards versus Edwards. I remember Sonny tweeting one time saying 10,000 retweets and he'll drop a full spar between you two. But we saw a few little clips of the sparring between you two in the Matchroom behind-the-scenes documentary ahead of the fight. And it looked like there were some fiery rounds. Just how good are those rounds with your brother?
We always are fire. That's what we do. We push each other to be better. And that's what you should be doing. We want the best for each other. And the only way to give each other the best is actually be the best yourself. So that's why me and Sonny have been so successful for our whole careers, because we push each other. It's healthy competition. We played the media. We've played all of you. The Edwards name is bigger than it's ever been. The Edwards name is bigger than the Yafai name. It always has been, and that's because we know how to play the boxing game. And that was one of the big things that grasped so much attention, because it was like, wow, what's the thing? So we played it great, but yeah, man, we push each other. Do you know what I mean? There's no more better sparring against one another. We always do it, and we know each other inside out, so we actually probably pose more threats than other people, because what we can do to each other people can't do to us. Does that make sense?
Obviously, this rivalry between the Edwards and Yafai name didn't start with Sonny and Galal. It started way back with you and Cal, but that never seemed to get settled. But do you feel there will still be sweetness, not just for the two men in the ring, but for the families, whoever gets those bragging rights? And do you feel this could be the first of many fights possibly between Sonny and Galal?
Yeah, it could be a big rivalry, you know. It could be a trilogy. We'll see how the fight goes, you know what I mean? Could be like the modern day Gatty Ward. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to bring? We'll see on Saturday night. But yeah, man. Will it? I don't know. Like, will we ever be friends? I think too much has gone on for us to really be friends now. Too much has been said. I feel about Cal dodging me for 6 years, and I feel bitter towards that because he took my moment away from me. But can you blame him? No, because I would have knocked him out, and he knows that. Will it end? Maybe. Who knows? We'll see come Saturday. Listen, it's just competitive boxing sport. Do you know what I mean? And really, they're not bad guys. They're not bad guys. And I wish them all the well in their life outside of boxing, but we're in the boxing business, and that's why it is the way it is, you know. And it's Edwards versus Yafai, it's bloodline, it's history, it's everything and more. It goes down in legacy. So yeah, Saturday night all will get said and all will get done, and Sonny Edwards will win.
And just lastly, we are now under a month away from seeing the rematch of Undisputed between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. What do you feel needs to change in that Tyson Fury style in order to overcome the absolute mastermind in Alexander Usyk?
I feel like Usyk's going to have a lot more confidence, more so. He's a great fighter anyway, but like he knows how much he hurt Tyson in that round, you know. I don't know, it's just a tricky one, isn't it? It's heavyweight boxing. Like Tyson could come out and catch Usyk clean, and Usyk could be all over the place. So I just don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into it, to be honest. I'll watch it as a fan, and may the best man win. Like, it was a close fight last time. The scorecard said that. I think maybe Tyson would have prepared him this time more better than he's ever prepared, because it's his chance to redeem his only loss. So only time's going to tell. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into it, you know. I don't assess the heavyweights so much like that. I don't think I'd ever see them as a competition in my for Charlie Edwards, so I don't look that deeply into it. But could Usyk win in more of a fashionable style? Definitely. Could Tyson Fury come out and knock Usyk out? Definitely. It's heavyweight boxing. It's who turns up on the night.
Well, Charlie, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the cold weather, and yeah, I'll probably see you next week in Birmingham. Cheers.